What up, YouTube? Back at it again. Right now, we are running through and checking out some skip the line requests, some Patreon requests, etc., etc. By the way, the best way to get me is on Patreon. Jump over there. That's where most of my requests like this do come from. We are looking at the wonderful Katie Melua, Spider's Web. So she did a song for the Spider-Man series. I'm just kidding. She didn't at all. I do have lyrics pulled up, though. I do not believe I've heard this song. Although this is off her album, I think back in 2005. Although this recording is just a couple years old, although it could have been uploaded at any time, I suppose. Live from Rotterdam. That's Netherlands, right? That's like South Holland. Don't they have a bean, like the Chicago bean? Am I right? Am I wrong? I could be way wrong. But anyways, first and foremost, go support Katie. Go like, go subscribe, please. That's what we're here for, is always to support the artist. Love to have you guys here as well. If you could, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate it very much. It does help the channel. Busy day today. Melissa and we went live for a couple hours, a little over, probably 2.5 hours. I think I've got a couple songs out from this morning. Didn't sleep much last night. Never really do. I just got back from getting my my tires rotated and balanced. You need to make sure you do that routinely. I usually do it with my oil changes, but what else we do? I sold some items. I have you guys don't really care about this stuff. I'm trying to minimize things. So I've been like posting more just to get rid of stuff. It's liberating. It feels good. I have a whole storage shed that I pay for no reason, to house furniture that I'm never going to use again. That I've already paid way more on the shed itself than I ever spent on the furniture. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I'm sorry. I got lyrics up here. And I'm watching college basketball as we speak, but I'm taking a quick break to connect. Let's dive in. We got Spider's Web. We got lyrics in 5, 4, 3, 2. Got it. That's an interesting first line of a song. Okay, let's go.
If a black man is racist, is it okay? If it's a white man's racism that made him that way? 'Cause the bully's the victim, they say. By some sense, they're all the same.
What's that guitar? What's she using right there, dude? I recognize that.
Sense, they're all the same. 'Cause the line between wrong and right is the width of a thread from a spider's web. The piano keys are black and white, but they sound like a million colors in your mind. I could tell you to go to war, or I could march for peace and fighting no more. But how do I know which is right? And I hope he does when he sends you to fight. 'Cause the line between wrong and right is the width of a thread from a spider's web. The piano keys are black and white, but they sound like a million colors in your mind. Should we act or not play? Should we chase the moments away? Should we live? Should we give? Remember forever the guns and the feathers in time.
love the spider's web on her guitar strap there. Let me I think I kind of see where she's going here. Um it's almost like this the very very thin line that is drawn just or implied, um and she's touching on quite a few things here, but with like I guess just like your sort of your moral ambiguity between right and wrong. And she's using obviously some very kind of clear cut examples. And we're talking about, hold on. And she's using some contradictions, a lot of them, black and white, guns and feathers. Um, and she's talking about like the width of a thread of a spider's web. It's and then like she said a couple times, or at least referenced, sending somebody to fight, right? So obviously that could be like a commentary just on war. So your fine line is kind of your central sort of metaphor here, um meaning that like moral choices are very rarely black and white. So she describes it as multiple colors, or, and I'm paraphrasing, but um and then you have like it's kind of questioning conflict and sort of how decisions are made, right? um like when to fight for peace versus war, or I'm just reading lyrics still here, defining bullying versus being a victim, or anything that you can draw a line, but a fine line. um when was this again? 2005, is that what I said? um yeah, 2005. So that's kind of, I don't know if it's related, but it's kind of around the time of the war in Iraq. So we could be questioning certain moral choices, but it's always this internal conflict that she's coming back to. So she's making the she's looking at it at a spectrum of, or through a glass of definitive, tangible things that are contradictory that she can speak on. um and using the metaphor of the fine line of a spider's web that grows, but it's so delicate. It's very interesting, it's very well written, very poetic. I don't know if that's how she intended it. I'm assuming so. It's kind of black and white, but no, it's kind of in the lyrics. Her vocals are outstanding, and it's I think it's the emotion that she brings to, and this is something she wrote, by the way, but I think it's the emotion that she brings to sort of solicit, the this is what artistry is about. It's about emoting your words, a purpose, your feelings, your meaning, rather than just singing songs, right? And we know she can sing. We've done a decent amount of stuff on the channel here. I know I have a lot to do, um but I kind of love how it's clever. It's clever, and you could if you wanted, like, you could translate it however you would like and relate it to whatever you want. So it is one of those songs that kind of could withstand time, regardless of what period you're applying it to. If that makes sense, let's go.
Wide is the width of a thread from a spider's web, the piano key.
And it's funny because the things she's speaking on are somewhat dangerous, often kind of negatively driven topics. But you have a song that's written in sort of a like the instrumental is kind of a floaty, almost positive, uplifting, da, 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 almost like a dream, right? Da, 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 da. You know what I mean?
The piano keys are black and white, but they sound like a million colors in your mind. The piano keys are black and white, but they a million colors in your mind. But they sound like a million colors in your mind.
Good Lord, Rotterdam, get up. Holy smokes. She out here filling arenas up. I thought that was fantastic. I adore the writing in that song. I love the transition of her vocals, by the way, because she even made things a little bit harsher at points, and then we know that she has this angelic voice and she has this balance of this contrast going on, which is the same thing she did with the writing of the song, and the same thing that was done with the writing of how the instrumental is kind of done. So it's this really interesting kind of metaphor. And she's speaking on a lot without really speaking on a lot, you know. Million colors in your mind. Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism going on here. I mean, I think I gave my thoughts, and sorry for pausing extensively to just word vomit in the middle. That's what we do. It's a reaction channel, so we do pause. But anyways, please go support Katie Melua. Go like, go subscribe. I love that. It's not a song that like I'm gonna blast out of my car or play while I'm working out. It's you know, it's kind of a sit back and make you think type song. And weirdly applicable, you know, with there's always something going on that you could kind of apply words like that to. When you start out a song like, if a black man is racist, is it okay when it's the white man's racism that made him that way? It's interesting. It's kind of like you say something like that, it's a little bit charged, right? So it's like, all right, now I'm listening. It's because I think it sort of sets the stage for what you're about to say next. So then you pay attention, like what the deeper meaning is to what are you getting at, right? So I gave my thoughts on that, but anyways, and we do have some, you know, some references to war. And I think this is right during the war in Iraq, so that could be what she's referring to. There's always wars going on. I can't keep this is why I do this, so I don't have to watch the news. Anyways, go support, please. Love to have you here as well. Like, comment, make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate it very much. It does help the channel. We will catch up with you on the next.